Okay, so I was talking with someone on Twitter. Get the heck out of there. Ah! And oh, Jesus Christ. Bastard. Anyways, and we were talking, and it ended up, the conversation ended up with me wanting potatoes. Ooh, this needs to go in the refrigerator. So I am going to make myself some roasted potatoes. Not a whole lot though, because I don't want to make too many roasted potatoes, because someone has invited other people over, so I can't really. Now they're making dinner, so I can't really do a whole lot with that. Okay. Pepper. My God, I need garlic powder. Shoot. Onion powder. This stuff. Where's my salt? Ooh, there. Some of this. This box right over here. And like, how many potatoes should I use? I'll use this big boy. This other big boy. Don't fall. Oh my God. This one. Let's do this one too. Rah, tiny baby hands. Potato. And there's stuff in the sink, because of course there is. My husband, he's like, why don't you wash the potatoes before you peel them? And I'm like, because they get slippery, and I'm just gonna have to wash them off again anyways after I peel them, so what's the point? So I'm gonna peel these bad boys, and then I'll get back to you when I'm done. Bye. Okay, so peeled, washed, didn't film it because I only got the two hands. Used the classic vegetable peeler right here, which actually I really do prefer, because it's got this little stabby thing on the end you can like gouge out the gross parts of veggies with. But I do have this one, and it's very nice. I got it for like $1 at my work. The problem is, like, it has its pros and its cons. It takes less potato with it when you take the skin off. The con is it takes fucking ever. It's hard to peel towards you, which is how I learned how to peel potatoes. And I have ridiculous baby hands, so that handle is just a smidge too big for me. And the pin. Anyways, why did I close that door? Why did I close that door? It's got my stuff in it. Ah! I need this. So I'm a big fan of finding a recipe that you like, and then just taking it, running with it. Also, the garbage can's out of its little nook in the hopes that I will see it there and remember to take it out at some point. Like, anyways, so I like to find recipes to find out like what temperature is the best and blah, 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 all that stuff. Ah, baby hands. So that I don't have to think about that stuff, but then I just, I just adapt it to my own special needs, and my special needs are putting however much garlic I want into something as I want to. Like, it's pretty much as much garlic as I can possibly fit into something without it being like disgusting. So I'm actually going to try to set up my camera over there. Coffee pot, coffee stuff. And then you guys can watch me cut the potatoes, dice, cut. I'm going to cut these little bastards up. I'm going to put them in this bowl. I'm going to put all my stuff on them right there. And then I'm going to toss toss them. I should have preheated the oven, by the way. I did not. I did not preheat the oven. And because I've got mad crazy ADHD brain, I'm going to have to go and find the recipe that I based my recipe on to remember how hot I need to have the oven. And by the way, this oven is great. We got it like for super cheap for sale. It's super awesome. It's really dirty in there because I have not cleaned it in forever because it's a fucking oven and it's not like it's gonna like interfere with the food taste. God, I'm so trashy. Hi. Actually, I'm gonna have to switch knives because this one's too. What the fuck? Anyways, here we go. Don't take any advice on knife handling or cooking in general from me because I am really super extremely terrible at it. I'm slow and inefficient, and my main goal is to not chop any of my fingers off. So these guys over that way so I can get this little tiny one first, and I'm just gonna chop that guy in half lengthwise. So cut the potato into like quarters, like 4 pieces. You should have 4 pieces of potato, and then you're just gonna, depending on the size, I want to say inch thick pieces, and if you want, you can actually just leave the skins on the potato. It is delicious, but I chose not to do that this time. So your main goal is to get about inch size pieces, and for this tiny one, I cut it into quarters. I cut those, each quarter, into quarters. So in half from the middle, and then cut it again lengthwise. And this one's bigger, so that means I usually just go cut the bigger ones into 3 approximately even pieces, and then I go boom, boom. So pretty much, they're not all exactly the same size. Like, let's just be real for a sec. They're nowhere near like even, but they are, you bastard, they are all about the same size. Approximates. It's not perfect. So depending on the size and shape of the potato, like, look at this thing. It looks like a gourd. Depending on the size or shape of the potato, you might have to cut a little bit whack, but you do generally want about inch-sized pieces. And it's just gonna go here like this. Ah, bastard. This guy gets to go in half just because how weird he is, and I'm just gonna cut these parts a little bit thinner than the other ones just because they're so like wide. But whatever. Math is dumb. Who needs it? I don't. Okay. Usually I wouldn't bother just tossing them in here like handfuls at a time, but I don't really feel like fishing bits of potato off the floor right now. So I'm not gonna do that. This guy's really, really long. You see how long this potato is? It's very long. So I'm gonna cut it into 3 pieces. I'm gonna cut it here, I'm gonna cut it here, and I'm just gonna do the same thing I was doing with all the other potatoes. Cut this bad boy in half. I don't even know if y'all can hear me. I don't honestly know. You're just watching me cut potatoes in dead silence. Sorry, I'm watching. I can't have a show in the background. So, if you guys follow me on Twitter, you know I've been like sick for 2 months, and we're still not 100% sure what's going on. I've tested negative for coronavirus twice. I got told to like stay home, not go anywhere, not do anything, blah, 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 blah. Symptoms get worse, go to the ER. I'm like, great, that's not helpful. Because after the first negative test result, I was like, well, I used to get bronchitis all the time when I was a kid. Maybe this is just like the worst bronchitis I've ever had. And it's just been a thing. So if you see me coughing like that, it's not a problem. It's not a problem. Rinse everything off, so I don't gotta do it later. Okay. And I'm gonna put some of this in here. You don't actually need a whole lot. You just need enough to coat each piece lightly. If you put in, I would rather put in too little to start with and have to add a smidge more than put way too much in and then have super oily potatoes. Because nobody wants that. Ooh, this already smells really good. Just the components. This is a really classic mix of ingredients and like spices and stuff. So first things first, I'm just gonna get some salt. And I'm only using this so I don't get it all over my hands. I'm not doing like full tablespoons or whatever. Because I don't wanna, oop, get that out of there. I don't wanna deal with hands. And you don't actually wanna put a whole lot of pepper, because pepper is, it can be like really uniquely overpowering. You don't need a whole lot of pepper. And it's not like a spice thing, it's a flavor thing. Like, some seasoned salt. Oh, I should be telling you, that was kosher salt. The second one was plain old black pepper. This is seasoned salt, because it's delicious. Then I want to put some onion powder in there. It's also delicious. And also I hate biting into onions, cooked, raw, whatever. It's all gross. And then garlic powder. Just so much fucking garlic. Too much garlic powder probably, but whatever. And then your final, what you want to do is put in your Italian seasoning, and you also have to be careful with that because rosemary, sage, thyme, all that stuff, it can be super overpowering and you lose the good potato flavor. Like, I want to taste the potato underneath everything else. Just gonna scoop a little bit out. And you start with what you feel is like not enough, and if you just need more, you can just add more, and that's done. I need one quick sec to look up the recipe so I can preheat my oven. I'll see you guys in a couple minutes. Okay, so when I started, I was almost completely sure it was 425, and I checked, and it is 425. And good news, this oven is fairly new, so it won't take too long to heat up, and it won't make my house super, super hot, because we live in Arizona, and it is more than 110 degrees outside right now. No thanks. So, I'm going to do the smart thing. I'm going to fucking put all this shit away before I have to deal with it later. And if I do it later, I'm not gonna want to do it. And shoot. It smells like onions, I think. I'll be okay. Oh yeah, it's definitely for the... I should have just looked under the lid. What in the sweet heck is wrong with me? Ah. Okay, so everything goes back in here. Make sure the lid's on. This guy just gets a scoot over there. This guy gets put back over here. And this is what you get. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some plastic wrap, aka cling wrap, aka cellophane, and I'm going to put it over the top of this. And then I'm going to shake. Sorry. what's that, pepper, sorry. I'm gonna shake the ever-loving crap out of it. And if I need a little more oil, I can put a little more oil in. If I need a little more salt, I can put etc., etc. All right, be right back. All right, so full disclosure, this box is broken, and also whoever made it deserves to rot in hell, because whenever I grab it out of the frickin' drawer it's in, it doesn't cut my fingers, but the potential is there. Like, I go to grab, and I feel sharp, and I'm like, oh, I better not. Look how broken that is. I think it's so ripped. Ah! I don't even know how this happens. I don't know how it happens or why. Put that bastard back in there. This video should be called Courtney is terrible at everything. Oh my god. Ah! I win. Okay, so you want to make sure it's really, really tight, because otherwise you will have potatoes everywhere. And I know that sounds fun, but it's not fun when you're the one who has to clean up off the floor and the countertop and in between the frickin' oven and the cupboards. So I do this because otherwise I'd be mixing it, and I hate mixing things. It's boring and annoying, and this feels a little bit more fun, you know, like shake and bake style. Also, if y'all can see my teeth, I'm sorry. It's a work in progress. Sorry. And then you just give it a little, and you untwist your little ends there. You check on it. A little smell. This could actually use a little more Italian seasoning, so I'm going to grab it. Oh shit, wrong end. Toss a little more in there. Anything else? Maybe a little more of this. Because again, you want it flavorful, but you still want to taste the potato. And then you just like pop this bad boy back on, and watch out, because just watch out. Plus, I found that this way it actually makes sure it's like evenly coated on everything. Like, I don't gotta worry about one batch of like potato cubes having way more salt than the other half, and you get like one potato that just tastes like a potato and the other one is like punching you in the face with salt. Okay, so that looks good. And here's the good part. You just take the bowl and you throw it on the... look, I'm done. Get out of there. There it goes. And then I have a spatula here somewhere. Well, I'll just use this because it's right here. And you just flatten them out. You don't really want them like... It's not the end of the world if they're like if they're touching each other, but you do want them like in a flat, even layer, because otherwise they're just like, you might get some that are cooked less, or some that are cooked more, or some that are like burnt. And there's a huge difference between like a burnt potato and a pleasantly crisped potato, because one is good and one is gross. All right, so go ahead. And that's done for right now. We just have to wait for the oven to preheat. And look at that. Look at this. I can have a delicious after work snack for my husband. My kid is gonna refuse to eat these because they have things besides salt on them. That's just how he is. And then I'm gonna horse these into me like it's the last meal I'm ever gonna eat in my entire life. And then I gotta clean out this very extremely scummy bowl. Sorry. And part of me is like, Courtney, people are coming over later, and they're gonna be making, you know, they're gonna be making food. Why are you making something like this? And I'm just sitting there like, the people who are coming over and the person who's cooking, she's not a good cook. Like, I can tell you guys that. Can't tell that to her face, but I can tell you guys that. Jesus frick. So I don't really want to eat what she has to make. I'm going to eat a little bit to be polite, but I would really rather just pre-game on a bunch of fucking potatoes. Alright, so I'm sitting outside, and I just got off the phone with my husband, and I'm all like, I have a food surprise for you waiting at home. And he just freaking is like, oh, I just ate. They gave us pizza at work. And I'm like, well, I mean, that's good, because it's free pizza, which is the best kind of pizza, but bad, because that is so many potatoes. It's so many potatoes. So many potatoes. I'll be right back with movie magic. Ooh, the next time you'll hear my horrible, horrible voice, I'll be putting potatoes in the oven. Okay, so preheated. There's potatoes. And they're gonna be in here. My face. Ow. Oh, it's like walking outside. And then I'm gonna kitchen timer. I'm gonna try for 25. Yeah. And then if that's too little, I can just add them. I can just add like 5 minutes, and it'll be good. It'll be great. Just stuffed animal on my kitchen table right now. Yeah, that's like it's fairly typical. So we're just gonna wait for those to be done. I think my brain stopped working. I'm gonna take out the trash. I'm gonna sweep the floor because it really needs to be swept. And then I'll show you guys what the potatoes look like after they're done. Okay, so my in-laws have arrived. And the rest of this video will be shot without me talking because I don't need them butting in. They're not bad people. I just didn't really want anybody over today, and people are over today. Sorry.
Chickens.
What are you doing?
I don't know. She's being weird. And maybe you could take Courtney out and let her get a drink.
Oh, God, that's hot.
And then they also have.
Is that better?
It looks very shiny. Good job.
Baking soda. Baking soda's better.
Watch out.
I had to use some baking soda.
Dude, scoot your booty.
What's up? Baking soda. I paid.
I know you
Like
got
less
to.
than $70
I was
for both
here
of them.
when you were talking about that because they were on sale at Fry's.
We got one